Good morning, everyone. January 5th, 2020. I'm Eric. Mosquitoes and crows. Mosquitoes become infected by biting infected birds. Some birds that are predators, such as hawks and owls, or scavengers, such as crows, may become infected after eating sick or dead birds that were already infected. They say with West Nile, however, this seems to be something that is plaguing China right along with this virus. I have to ask the question, will these birds and mosquitoes get infected and spread this disease even further than it already has? A legitimate question, right? So, let's go to mysteriousuniverse.org. Giant flocks of crows and huge mosquitoes seen near coronavirus center. Yep. I'm just going to hit this paragraph and we'll move on. In quotes, crows circling the sky in Jingzhou, or city, next to Wuhan, are attracted by the smell of death? Or are they attracted by the smell of death? And the answer to that is yes, they are. They can smell the faint odor of the corpse at a long distance and race to fly. The dying patient will emit a rotting smell that humans can't smell before death. Just thought I would mention this because, Bill and Melinda Gates likes to genetically modify mosquitoes for such purposes. All right. Japan confirms 10 V201 cases aboard quarantine cruise ship. Second cruise ship, Hong Kong warns virus can spread widely as deaths near 500. All right. Summary. Global confirmed deaths, 492. Confirmed cases on mainland China, 24,324. Additional 172 in a row. 185,000 cases under medical observation. Chinese authorities have enforced full community lockdown in Nanjing province. American Airlines, Cathay Pacific, and Jetstar close routes to China. Taiwan tightens travel restrictions. WHO infectious hazard chief says outbreak not a pandemic. Japan confirms at least 10 cases of coronavirus aboard Diamond Princess. Kudlow says impact on U.S. economy from outbreak will be limited. All right. Oh, we'll get to that one. WHO says there's no effective remedies for coronavirus. Yep. A question has to be asked. Can you fight an unnatural virus with natural remedies? I wonder. It turns out that I wasn't the only one that came to the conclusion that this whole thing was a bioweapon, is a bioweapon. But we got to wonder, Which side released it? Was it side America or side China? You have to wonder. But yesterday's Rana rally proved that even a pandemic that's basically SARS on steroids and a suspected bioweapon unleashed on a unsuspecting global population can't keep this market down. Markets rallied sharply on Monday after the markets rolled a worst week of the year so far, but they rebounded Tuesday. Then futures moved even higher on Wednesday thanks to reports in China state media that researchers had found a vaccine. How convenient. How convenient. We're being told that, it takes a minimum of a year to develop a vaccine, and, don't be suspicious. You're a conspiracy theorist if you are. A few minutes ago, from when this was posted, an interesting headline hit the tape that poured some cold water on the market's boundless optimism. A spokesperson for the WHO reportedly replied that there are no known effective therapeutics for the virus after being asked about possible cures. Bam! Four plagues are marching across Asia simultaneously: coronavirus, African swine fever, H5N1 bird flu, and H1N1 swine flu. And this is from Michael Schneider. The coronavirus outbreak that is raging all over China right now has been making headlines on a daily basis all over the globe, and rightly so. At this point, we don't know if it will ultimately become a horrifying global pandemic that will affect tens of millions of people, but what we do know is that the virus spreads very easily, and the number of cases has been rising at an exponential rate. Meanwhile, 3 other plagues have also been marching across Asia, and most people in the Western world don't even realize that this is happening. What I am about to share with you in this article is quite chilling, and the months ahead will be very dark if these plagues continue to spread. Right, so we've been talking about food shortages and, other shortages because the world was stupid enough to put all the manufacturing into the hands of one country, and probably going to be a major shortage of many things, and I think the summer will prove to be a black summer. It will be a bad summer if this continues. But long before we ever heard of this new coronavirus, African swine fever was devastating pork farms from one end of China to the other. There is no vaccine for pig Ebola. There is no cure, and once it hits a farm, the only thing that can be done is to kill every single pig so that it won't spread anywhere else. Video of people fighting over pork at Chinese meat counters will likely become more common as the fallout from the African swine fever outbreak in China progresses. Brett Stewart, president of the market research and analysis firm Global Agri Trends, estimates about that about 2/3 of China's swine herd has been lost to the disease, and contrary to official government reports of recovery, more pigs are dying every day as ASF continues to spread. Yep. So, count on them pork prices to go higher, people. In China itself, pork prices are at an all-time high at just under $300 per hundredweight, and the country outbids Japan, which is usually the top bidder. Food inflation is soaring, and some Chinese people have been unable to buy pork in 6 months. So, nothing to see here with the crows cawing and the mosquitoes and all the pigs dying and the chickens being buried alive, and there's nothing to see, nothing going on. Continue on as usual. Nothing to see here. We don't want you to worry and cause panic and buy up all the shit in the store. No, we don't want that. What else here? Let me get this. I'll use this as my thumbnail. What the hell? Should be crows cawing. Huh. Maybe it will be. Maybe that's what I'll put up there. But this looks like a pretty good thumbnail. Yep. Alright. What else? What else is going on? Oh, surprise. Coronavirus is already impacting global supply chains. It could get much worse. This one's from Max Lavo. And by the way, my first video I made about coronavirus, I pretty much nailed it. Pretty much. The coronavirus outbreak has already impacted the global supply chain and has sent shockwaves through the stock market. But as the spread of the new virus in China continues and causes even more factory shuts down, the effect on global industrial supply chains could linger for years after it worsens. So there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to be experiencing major shortages of a lot of things, including grains, including poultry products and pork. And who the fuck is going to trust fish out of the ocean after Fukushima and God knows what else? Chinese industrial production in January and February is more than 20% lower relative to the average of the other 10 months of the year, a consistent pattern over the past decade. Some of this coincides with the Chinese New Year, which already has businesses around the globe scrambling. And things could get worse as workers get sick and factories shut down. Even manufactured items with a very marginal quantity of Chinese content will be affected as production is halted. And the increasing complexity of products means replacing specialized manufacturers is difficult. So yeah, expect shortages. So are you prepared? Are you prepared? Oh yeah. So back here to no. I already did that one. Yep. Well, I must have closed that tab, but apparently there is swarms of locusts destroying crops all over the Middle East. All right. Humans are not prepared for a biological threat. Another one from Max Slavo. If there is anything we can already take away from the outbreak of the V201, that it's that humanity is not prepared for a biological threat. Preparations for a pandemic haven't been made at any level, and it's beginning to show. So, a British doctor has been making videos about this virus, and he seems to think that America has this top-notch quarantining apparatus, and this is just not the case. I mean, they're already having to put up tents at one of these Air Force bases. I wonder why that is. I wonder why. I wonder why. Anyway, I thought I would share these things with you and try to keep the videos short because it doesn't seem like the longer ones get many views. So keep them short and to the point. And the point is that regardless of what people think, if it's man-made or not, and this is going to have long, long-lasting effects. And this summer, I believe, will prove to be a very, very nasty time. It's sort of like looking at a dam, right? And you start seeing cracks, and before you know it, you get little chunks falling out, and then the water starts pouring through, then bigger chunks come out, and then next thing you know, the dam's fucking gone, right? And this is what I'm thinking all of this is going to look like, and if you don't have food, a lot of it, if you don't have a couple of ways to filter water, if you don't have a means of self-defense, you're running out of time. Straight up. You're running out of time. I have nothing to sell you. There's no gain for me. Unlike other channels. I have nothing to gain by telling you this. So, take it, leave it, that's up to you. But I do know this. When the hordes of zombies come a-knocking, I'm not going to be around. I'm not going to be around for someone else to try to take my shit. We've spent considerable time building up what we've built up, and I'll be damned if anybody else takes it. Anyway, thought I would share this with you, all of it. And, till next time, kill the state, live free.